Have you ever wondered if you could take a simple, everyday product and turn it into a real, thriving online business? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how to do that. And we're using one of the most versatile products out there as our guide, aloe vera gel. So let's jump right in.
So if you've ever had that little spark of an idea, but then you immediately felt kind of overwhelmed by the how, you're definitely in the right place. That feeling of just not knowing where to even begin, that's probably the biggest hurdle for most people. But what if I told you that choosing the right product could clear that whole path for you?
Right, so we're going to use aloe vera gel as our case study today. And trust me, it's a perfect example of what I'd call an e-commerce goldmine, especially if you're just starting out. Why? Because it's simple, it's useful, and get this, it already has a built-in market just waiting to buy. So what's the secret sauce here? What makes it sell so well? Well, first off, it's what you'd call an always useful product. Something people just want to have in the cupboard. Now, its appeal is really wide, but the reasons people buy it, they're super specific. And that leads to a huge advantage for you. Repeat purchases. Think about it. Once someone finds a gel they love, they're going to stick with it. And maybe most importantly, your customers aren't just window shopping. They have a real immediate problem, like a nasty sunburn or some skin irritation, and they are actively searching for a solution right now. Okay, and this is where the strategy really starts to click. We're not trying to sell to one giant, vague audience. No way. Instead, the market is already broken down into these really neat, distinct groups. You've got your after-sun shoppers desperate for relief, people with sensitive skin looking for pure and simple formulas, even people who hit the gym and deal with chafing. You see, each group has a very specific need, which makes talking directly to them so much more effective.
All right, so the product is great. The market is all laid out for you. Sounds perfect, right? But here comes the biggest hurdle you're going to face as a small seller, and it's not what you think. It's not about flashy ads or crazy claims. The entire game is won or lost on just one thing: trust.
Yeah, this quote just hits the nail on the head. See, customers today are wary. They've been burned before. They want to know exactly what's in that bottle, what it feels like, and if it's actually going to help them. Let's be honest, everyone's trying to avoid that sticky bottle of perfume disappointment. So your job isn't to be a hype man. Your job is to build rock-solid confidence.
So, the big question is, how do you actually build that trust? Well, it's not guesswork. There's a really clear three-part strategy you can follow. This is what's going to make your brand the one people not only choose, but come back to again and again. Let's break it down. First things first, you gotta pick a lane. The market is just flooded with generic aloe vera gel. You're going to stand out by choosing a really clear angle. So who are you going to be? Are you the absolute go-to for after-sun cooling, the most trusted option for sensitive skin, or maybe the super minimalist clean beauty choice? When you focus like this, your message becomes crystal clear, and you instantly start building trust with the right people. Okay, second step, you have to obsess over the details that your customers actually care about. Forget all the marketing fluff. They're asking three really simple questions. 1, what's in this? 2, how does it feel? Is it going to be a sticky mess? And 3, is this bottle going to be easy to use? Just answering those questions clearly and honestly on your product page, that's a massive, massive trust signal. Now, this next tip is one of my favorites, just because it's so simple but so powerful. The whole sticky or not question, it's a huge deal for buyers. So if your gel is fast absorbing, you need to shout that from the rooftops. And hey, if it's a little tacky at first, just be honest about it. Seriously, setting that expectation up front is how you avoid bad reviews and show your customers that you actually get it. Okay, so let's pull all this together and look at your product page. I want you to stop thinking of it as a sales page and start thinking of it as a trust-building machine. Here's what it needs. Start with a quick summary: who it's for, what it feels like. Be super upfront about the texture. Highlight the good stuff, the key ingredients. Give clear, simple instructions on how to use it, and this is a great one. Add a little note about doing a patch test. It just shows you care about their safety. And crucially, please, use honest photos. Show the real texture. Show the ingredients list right there on the bottle. And finally, the third part of our trust strategy, the language you use. And listen, this is absolutely crucial. You have to focus on the feeling and the experience. So it's totally fine, great even, to say your product provides cooling, soothing comfort. But it is not okay to say it treats sunburn. See the difference? One is an honest description, the other is a medical claim that can land you in serious hot water and just completely destroys that trust you've been working so hard to build.
Okay, so you've got a great product idea, you have a solid strategy for building trust,
Now, for the final piece of the puzzle, where do you actually, build your brand? How do you take this from just an idea to a real professional store that people can actually buy from?
Well, you basically have a couple of options. You could go to one of the big marketplaces, right? But the risk there is you just get lost in a sea of generic listings, always fighting over price. It's really tough to build a unique brand there. The other option, your own shop, a place where you control the entire story, where you can put all those trust-building details we just talked about into practice, build real loyalty, and create something that's truly your own business asset.
But let's be real. For so many people, this is where the dream just hits a wall. The idea of building a professional-looking shop feels really daunting. It sounds technical, it sounds expensive, it sounds like it's going to take forever. And honestly, this is the final hurdle that stops so many great ideas from ever happening. But it really doesn't have to be that way.
So imagine you could just leap right over that wall. What if you could have your own professional store designed, built, and ready to go live in just 5 days? I'm not talking weeks or months. I mean ready to sell by this time next week.
And what if getting that store wasn't some huge financial gamble? What if it only cost £99 for the entire year? No massive upfront cost, just one simple, affordable price to get your dream off the ground.
And here's the best part. What if you got to keep every single penny you earned? 0% commission taken from your sales. Every sale you make is 100% yours.
Well, that's exactly what the done-for-you solution for Make Local for Global is all about. They handle the entire technical side for you, building a professional store from the ground up. It includes your domain, your hosting, your business email, your payment setup, literally everything you need to start selling. It's designed specifically to remove that technical and financial barrier that stops so many people in their tracks.
So look, we've walked through the whole strategy, from picking a great product to building a brand that people truly trust. And now you've seen there's a way to bring it all online professionally, quickly, and without breaking the bank. You have the idea, you have the playbook. So the only real question left is, what will you build?